Okay, so in this video we're going to go ahead and talk about doing the AMSI, American Home Mortgage Servicing Incorporated, BPO. And so we're right here on the home page. On this, you want to make sure that you use Windows Internet Explorer because their browser or their site is specific to that. It won't work very well with Safari or any other ones. So make sure it won't work with Chrome or anything like that. So make sure that you're using Internet Explorer. Okay. So we've got our username in. We've got the password in there. Now let's go ahead and log in. Once we log into the system, it'll say, do you want to verify you view only the web page content is securely? And no, that's okay. We don't need to worry about that. So anyway, in here we see the order. Okay, it'll tell you when it's due, like past due date. So we got -6 days. We got 6 days to do this BPO. This is the property. So let's go ahead and hit that. And now what we see is another window that comes up all together. Okay. And again, we have this security thing. No, that's just a function because of the browser we're in. All right. Now we want to go ahead and just click in Send Full BPO. Okay. No. All right. So as we see now, we've got the property itself. Okay. The thing says BPO photo addendums. Please attach front, rear, street, and complete photos. Make sure you use a regular camera. Do not use the iPhone. iPhone's a great camera. I admit it's great for taking pictures, but unfortunately it's not going to work for what we're trying to do. It doesn't work very well. So what you'll see here is you'll see as we go down lower section here, HOA, yes or no. In this case, this does not have an HOA. If it does, then you'd put in there, yes it does, and the address and the phone number and all that. And then you see a group of tags, little tabs, if you will, right here, of different things, right? Now, because we've already done this BPO once before, okay, a lot of this is already filled in for us, all right? But what they're looking for is updated comparable sales and listings, okay? They want to see if anything has changed in the last 6 months, okay? If this was a regular BPO, you would fill out already the stuff. It was competition was in balance, values were stable, if it was conventional financing was eligible or whatever, okay? In this case, we're saying 5% is vacant, 25% occupied with tenants, and 70% owner occupied, okay? It's 100% residential. We've given them a couple things that they need to understand, like it's a mixed-use neighborhood with single-family homes mixed in with manufactured homes. There's a registered sex offender in the neighborhood, okay, things like that, all right? Once you've entered all the data, put in yes, all right, save. Then we go to the next tab, which is property profile. You want to make sure that all of this stuff is, correct, okay? Suggested inspections, okay? Are there any environmental concerns? Have we entered in all the data? Yes. Click that. It says delinquent taxes are required. Now, in our case, we don't know of any, so we put in 0. Save. Okay. Then you go up to competitive sales. Now, AMSI wants this done every 60 days. Excuse me. And so every 60 days, you need to come up with some new comparables or an update on the old comparables, okay? Now, these old comparable sales, all right, some of them are no longer good comparables because they're too old, all right? In fact, all of these comparables that we had here before are really no good anymore simply because the time has passed. The only one that's really any good now is this one. It closed in January. This is April, so you can still use it. But there is a better sale for that one now. So we'll go ahead and we'll get rid of that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and start with comparable sale number 1. Now what I do is I like to go from the least expensive home to the most expensive home, okay? And in this case, the least expensive of the 3 comparable sales that we have is a property located at 1939 West Paseo Reforma South, okay? And proximity to subject. Now what they're talking about here is when you're noting in blocks, use 0.1 mile, and that equals 1 block. Now it does not need to be an exact science here, okay? It can be, you know, as long as it's not more than a mile, okay, would be 1.0, all right? 1.0 mile. As long as it's not over that, you're okay. Paseo Reforma, this particular property is 0, make sure you put in the 0.5. It's about 5 blocks away, okay? The sales price for this particular property was $34,500, okay? The original list price was $49,900. Let's see here. The latest list price was $34,500. And it actually incidentally sold at $34,500 as well. Okay, we got the information from the MLS. The way that they purchased it was with cash. There was no concessions, that they didn't pay for the buyer's closing costs or anything like that. So the date that it actually sold was 11/18/2011. Whoops. There we go. How many days it spent on the market was 120. Its location quality was poor, okay? Let's see here, 1,661 square feet, so it's a lot bigger than the one we have, okay? Mountain views. Now the type, design and appeal. The design, okay, is like if it was a ranch style home, or if it was a contemporary, or if it was a Spanish, or if it was you know, something like that. What type of style, okay? And the appeal, what kind of appeal did it have? In this case, it was poor because it was a fix-up property. The quality of construction on this particular circumstance, okay, was average. And this is just sort of a, you know, what you're thinking, you know, based on what you know of that neighborhood, okay? This house was built in 1963, so 2012 minus 1963 is 51, okay? So we know the home is 51 years old, okay? Scoot that up a little bit. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger here. Whoa, holy cow, yikes. I don't know what that is all up there. That's crazy. Wow, that is nuts. What is all that? Wow, I don't know what all that is up there. That's crazy. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm not sure how to get rid of that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? What's this mirror? What's this crap here? Magnifier. Here we go. Get rid of that. Aha! There we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. Okay. So anyway, I won't do that again. Let's scoop this up a little bit. Maybe that might make it a little easier. Okay. All right. So anyway, in this case, it's 51 years old. Okay. Condition. All right. The condition of the property was poor. And from previous ones, you know that if it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath place, this place in particular had 1 bath, but the bedroom count still remains the same. So there are actually 5. You know, you had the living room and the kitchen there, so that's 5 total rooms, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. It has, wait a minute, made a mistake. 1,661 square feet, site square feet. In actuality, this one is 6,970 square feet for the site. Okay, that's the actual lot itself. Okay, you can find that on the multiple listing service. The gross living area, okay, is 1,661. All right, and let's see here. Get rid of this. All right. Let's see. Basements, none. Let's see here. Heating and cooling. In this case, it had evaporative, forced air gas, but it also had AC. Okay, so that's how you'd put that in. City and sewer. All right. It had city water and a sewer system, not a septic tank. Okay, so you see where it says water source, you know, city or sewer. You know, you just say city water with a sewer is not a septic tank. Okay. Garage or carport. You can say in this particular circumstance, this house, let's see here, This house did not have anything. Okay. What type of fencing did it have? Let's see here. We look on the MLS, on the sheet that we printed out, and it tells us that the fence was combo. Okay. It had a combination. All right. And it says porches, patios, or I'm sorry, fences, pool, none. This one has no pool. Okay. Had a covered patio. All right. Now, in this particular circumstance, they're asking for anything like recent remodeling, functional obsolescence. Is there anything in particular about this particular property? Okay. And we can say, well, what I like to put in here is see below. All right. Now, net adjusted value. Now, this is where you're going to have to do some guesswork, okay? And the guesswork is on your end, based on what you know, okay? This property is larger by 500 feet, okay? And it was selling for about $30 a square foot, okay? I'm sorry, $20 a square foot. So that's $10,000 off if you were to equalize the square footage. So it'd be $24.5 if you were to go by price per square foot off of that. So what you want to say is $24.5 if you were to remove the square footage and make that equal, okay? So in this case, you can say that this property, whoops, was under auction terms had new ceramic flooring. Let's see here, large backyard. And let's see here, sold for cash. That's really all the MLS has to say about that. What I would recommend is that you click save on that. That way you won't have to, if something happens, you won't have to do it again, okay? Same thing goes for comparable sale number 2, okay? In this case, we're changing this one to be 1942 West Paseo Reforma Way, South. This one also is just down the way, and it sold for $45,100. Okay, the original list price was $47,900, and the latest list price was $47,900. On MLS, sold through cash. They had no concessions. It sold 12/30/11. Okay, it took them 105 days to sell. The location again is poor because you got to remember it's the same as the other. It's the same as the last one. So you can't say this is good and that one was bad because I mean they're just a couple doors down from each other. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Good. All right. The lot size, okay, in this case is 6970. All right. Mountain, ranch, poor, just like it was before, because this was a bad shape as well. In this case, it's average condition. This also, let's see, was built in 1959. So we have 53 years old, right? Condition. And this particular one needed some fix up, not a lot, but it needed some. So we could say it was fair, all right, fair condition. In this case, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath place. And as far as square footage is concerned, it was 1,000 square feet. So it's pretty close to ours, okay? It had evaporative cooling and forced air gas, all right? Oh, let's see if we can make this to where you can actually see it here. And so now we have city sewer, okay? And now city sewer, the carport, and let's see what else here. Does it have a carport? It has a garage and a carport. So let's see here. Garage and a carport. Where is it? Carport / garage. And then, let's see, does not have a fence or a pool. Or, I'm sorry, doesn't have a pool. The type of fence is a chain link. So chain. It has a covered patio. In here we'll just say see below. Now, in this particular one, whoops, let's go back down. You can say sale inspected. You know, if you're looking at photographs of it on the MLS or something, that's totally fine. Okay. This was an REO property, eligible for home warranty. Right. Let's see here. Some fix-up needed. Similar to subject in size. Okay, so this one didn't have the add-ons that ours does. It's about a little bit smaller, so we know that this one sold for 45. We could probably say that ours would sell for about 35. Okay, because it has the add-ons that we have to deal with. All right, and then last but not least, let's go ahead and look at Thurber. Or I'm sorry, Thurber in this case is no good. We have a better one now. Okay, and this one is 1063 West King, and this one is about 3 blocks away. So what we want to say is 0.3, right? And then the sales price on this one was $37.5. And I screwed up what I always do. I always say to put Paseo Reforma should have been over here because it sold for 45. But I screwed up. So I'm not going to go back and redo it. So we'll just go with it, right? So $37.5 for this place. They were asking $37.5. The list price at the time that it got the contract was $37.5. On MLS, they sold it for cash with no concessions at all. Okay, they sold it 03/26/2012. Oops. Okay, and they sold it in 4 days. The condition for this one was a fix-up home. Okay, and the location quality again is poor. The lot in this case was 5662. Mountain Views again. It was a ranch style home. It was poor, okay, in poor condition, the poor appeal. The quality of construction is average, all right. This home was built in 1959, all right. So in that particular circumstance, that makes it also 53 years old, all right. Condition, fair, I say poor, actually. And the total number of rooms, 5, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, had 1,000 square feet. And let's see, evaporative cooling, it had no air conditioning, no cooling, no evaporative, no nothing, no heat, had 0. So we just say none. Okay, city water, sewer. Let's go ahead and scoot this over a bit so you can see. There we go. None. Fencing, let's see here. Fences and pool, had no pool. The fence was a block fence. All right, so in this case we just say block, none. It has a covered patio, okay. See below. Now this one, you've got to put in new, evaporative cooling and a new heater. You can get an evaporative cooler for about $500. You can get a halfway decent used furnace, for under $1,000. So you could probably say, $1,500 to $2,000, maybe $2,500 worth of repair on that, easy. To make this property equal to this one, you have to add the heating and the cooling, which this does have. So if this one sold for $37.5, you could probably say about 40. Okay, would probably make it equal. All right. And again, this is just all kind of a gut check. Once you see a lot of these properties, you'll know. Okay, so fix up home. no cooling or heating, REO property. Oh, actually, no, it's not an REO property. Not REO property. Okay. Now, have you entered in all the data? Yes. So we just say save. Okay. Now that this has got this section through, we want to press it a couple times just to make sure we're covered there. Now we want to go to, let's cancel that for a minute. Because it says your data has been saved, right? Let's just go back up here. Your data in this tab has been saved, right? But I'm always hesitant. I'm always, because I've had to retype stuff a million times. So I always want to make sure I see this little green bar. See that? There. Let me just do it again so you can see it. Bam. See that green bar? That'll make sure that the place has actually been saved, so you don't have to do it again. Okay? Then you go to competitive listings. Okay? Now, if the listings that you had before are still around, okay, which sometimes they are, then all you need to do is just simply go ahead and change the price and anything else that might have changed. In this case, okay, all the listings that had before, we've got better ones, and or they had sold and you know, something like that. We've got better ones that we can use now. Okay, so in the next module, I'll go ahead and I'll go over the competitive listings so you can see what it is that you have to do to update these as well, and then complete the BPO. Thanks.